Is a very old art form, and if you didn't know, St. Louis is home to one of the longest running on-site puppet theaters in the country. Steve Harris introduces us to the men behind the Marionettes in this week's St. Louis Proud.
But for the occasional jogger, it's actually a pretty quiet neighborhood here in the 4000 block of Laclede Avenue, except for the house with the big sign in the front yard, the one with the caterpillar at the bottom. You hear that? Let me show you what's going on in there. That is Bertha B. She's one of the oldest performers here at Bob Kramer's Marionettes. And the guy pulling her strings, literally pulling her strings, is Doug Felch. He works with Bob Kramer. Bob's Puppet Theater has been here since 1977, but his interest in puppetry is older.
When I was 5, I made my first marionette, and it just kept growing every year. My parents would say, well, he'll outgrow it the next year. And it just kept getting worse. I kept doing more puppet shows.
But this hidden house of sorts is more than just a theater. It's a workshop where these two modern-day Geppettos create all the puppet performers.
It just takes a long time to do that.
Around 2,000 hours for each character. But for Bob and Doug, it's a labor of love.
The finished product is so wonderful. It's like, wow.
Making costumes, painting faces, carving hands, putting on shows.
Are you like the star? You're sort of the star, right?
Well, I'm an introducer.
Okay.
I introduce the shows.
For these guys, it all boils down to this.
Touching children's creativity and imagination, and we try to foster the idea that they can do this. This is not just a passive thing. You can get involved and make puppets, put on your own shows, write your own stories, get involved, use yourself. You can do it.
Steve Harris, News 4.